Hello everyone. Welcome to Joy to the Runs Recovery Yoga. It'll take us about 30 minutes and you will need a yoga block or two. You can also use a rolled up blanket. If you have maybe a chair beside you, you could use a chair for stability, or you could use also a yoga blanket. So there's lots of options. And we're going to start just by focusing in and coming to our breath. Closing your eyes, taking a deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Begin to notice your body. Maybe there's some spaces that are talking to you. Maybe you've got some pain in a space. Maybe you've got some tension holding in a space. Just continue that breath and notice what the body is saying to you. I'm going to offer you a mantra for our practice today. So whenever you feel up to it, you can add that mantra in. I will be verbalizing that mantra a few times during our session. And the mantra goes like this. It goes, hip hip hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Again, hip hip hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Continue that breath, that inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And just kind of roll the shoulders up and back. Just getting some movement, some warming up the shoulders, that area. And just notice, where's there tension in the shoulders? As I'm moving, I'm noticing some tightness throughout the collarbone area. So I'm just gonna ask anything that does not serve me to be released from my body. I'm going to also add in my mantra, hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. And reverse and go the other way. Deep inhale and exhale. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. And then just rest at the bottom and notice. Notice the body. What is it saying to you? Maybe there's a thought. Maybe there's an image that comes to you. Maybe there's a color. Just honor that. Be grateful for that. Find the joy in that. Your body speaks to you. Hip hip hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. One more deep inhale. And exhale, begin to open your eyes, and we're going to come to cat-cow. Just moving that block off to the side for a moment. Finding your knees right underneath your hips, your hands right underneath your shoulders. A nice long spine. The belly button will even draw in and up just a little bit to protect that low back. Pointing the toes out behind you. Crown of the head reaches towards the back of the wall, or the front wall. The sits bones reach towards that back wall. Find your breath in this space. Your gaze is about a foot to a foot and a half in front of you, just depending on where your spine feels like it's the longest. Because if you tuck it under and you're looking at your thumbs, then you get a rounded back. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Another deep inhale. As you inhale, rise the crown of the head and the sits bones towards the ceiling, releasing the stomach as far as you can down. Now you might notice there's not a ton of movement here, but boy does it feel good. You get a nice deep stretch from the chin down towards that pubic symphysis, that pubic bone area. Exhale, round down. Hold that breath. Reach the mid-back way up towards the ceiling. Allow the head to just be nice and loose. The neck is nice and soft and long. Sits bones are kind of tucking under. Pause. Inhale, round up. Arch that back. And then pause. Exhale, round down. Check that head and neck again. It should be nice and soft. Pause. Inhale, round up. Crown of the head, sits bones rise up towards the ceiling. Getting mobility into the spine. Exhale, round down. This is something you can do if you're having a little bit of tightness in the back. Inhale, rise up. You can do this pose at any time. Exhale, round down. One more time, inhale, rise up. Crown of the head, sits bones, arch in the back, getting a nice deep stretch. We're not reaching our chin up, we're reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling to get length in the neck and the spine. Exhale, round down one last time. Reach that spine, mid-back, right up towards the ceiling. Allow the head to just drop and be nice and soft, no tension in the neck. And inhale back to neutral space. Now you can kind of do wild thing. We're going to tip to the right. Whatever feels good at this point. Tipping to the right. Move the hips to the left. That feels really good for me right now. Right and left. Inhale up and right. You can also rotate the hips. You can pretend like you're looking around a pole, getting some length in the sides. You can rock forward and back, whatever your wild thing, or you can add them all together and just move. Feeling it on the side ribs, feeling it in the back, feeling it forward. Just moving the body. When we're running, we tend to move in one plane. Just get the body opened up in all the planes. We're going to take our right foot, we're going to extend it out towards the right, planting the bottom of the foot on the ground, and then we're going to rock back and forth, forward and back. Really opening up that adductor back. I feel like I get a little bit more balance when I tuck the back toe under. Forward and back. Maybe it feels better to just sit here and kind of rock in the space. Forward and back. And bring that right leg under. Place the knee under the hip. Left foot comes out. Planting the foot on the floor, the bottom of the foot on the floor, and then rotate back and forth again. Notice the two sides, they might be different. Again, I'm tucking my right foot just so I have a little bit more support, more stability in this space. Rotating the hips. And then coming back into neutral space. Knees underneath the hips. Tucking the toes. We're going to gently move our sits bones back towards our heels. Reaching back with the right foot. Grab that pinky toe and just offer it forward. And then same with the left. Offer that pinky toe forward. And this one you can modify any way you want. If you've had trouble with your big toes, your bunions, if you've had bunion surgery, you may just stay up into this space with your hands underneath your shoulders, just tucking those toes just a little bit, whatever can work for you. If you want to release even more or get deeper into this pose, you can actually take your hands off the ground and rest into this space. Feeling the backs of the feet, the arches of the feet lengthen, the toes lengthen. Notice where there's any gripping or any tension. And breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. At any time, if you need to come forward just a little bit to get some of that weight off, place your hands down on the mat, maybe walk forward a little bit, or come back to full pose. You can breathe in and out of this pose. Takes a little bit to get into this pose and just maintain this space for a long period of time. Deep inhale and And exhale, we're allowing the fascia, the ligaments, the tendons in the bottom of the foot to just release. Deep inhale. And exhale, coming forward, planting your hands on the ground, gently raising your toes up and begin to wiggle the toes, rotate in a circle, rotate those ankles, point and flex the toes, point, flex, and then point the toes behind you. Bring the big toes together, knees wide apart, coming into happy baby. Draw the sits bones all the way back. Here's where it may come in handy to have your blanket, your block. Maybe you want to rest your head on your block. It can be with any of the positions. Rest your forehead on the block, or you can even use maybe your towel. If you unfold it, you could place it behind your knees, underneath, or even underneath your ankles. Any of those spaces work. Walk your hands out in front of you and rest. I'm going to grab my block and place my forehead. I've been walking in the snow, so I'm a little bit tighter. It's just my body's getting used to what I'm doing out in the snow. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you've got a prop and you want to remove it, go ahead and then just gently rest into that space. Hip hip hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. I release anything that is not serving me in my body at this moment of time. Hip hip hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Take a deep breath and notice your breath into your back body. And exhale. Deep breath into the back body. Notice the expansion of the ribs on the back side of the body. Feel it all the way down the spine. And exhale. As you inhale, gently rock forward or walk yourself back up. Coming back into cat-cow. Then we're going to take our right leg and bring it forward, coming into a low lunge. Here's where the blocks come in handy. You can use one block or two blocks. Again, you could even use your a chair, or you could use a foam roller if you've got the flat foam roller on the sides. That would help. Just sinking in to this space, this lunge space. Opening up the front of the hip. So turning the hips square. We don't want to be rotated outward. We want to come back in and forward. Your right foot is straight. Your knee is above your ankle. So you might want to walk those toes out just a little bit. Notice the knee is above the ankle. If you want to get up a little bit higher, just move your blocks back. And just pause in this space. Deep breath. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Finding length in the front of the body, so releasing any tension that you might have on the left side, even through that right side, all the way back and up that hamstring. Just release that space. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As you exhale, we're going to straighten that right leg and open up the back side of the right leg, lifting your toes off the ground. You can flex the toes and reach towards your knee. You can maybe even go up and gently touch that, give yourself just a little extra. Notice the knee, we're not locking out at the knee. The knee has a slight bend to it. So we're not putting extra stress on the knee or the hamstring. And then coming forward. Deep inhale, rock back. We're just going to rock in between the two. And forward. And back. And forward. . Now we're going to tuck the toe underneath, lift the toes up, or lift the knee up. And we're going to walk with our blocks all the way over to the other side. So turning towards the left. And then we're going to bend that left knee. You can use the blocks or not, it's up to you. And then we're going to bend the right and kind of go in between, doing that nice adductor stretch. Left, right, inhale, and bend and exhale. Inhale up, exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale up, exhale over to the right, bending that knee, maybe even placing that elbow, giving a little bit more pressure. Inhale back up. And exhale, we're going to turn the feet, so we're walking ourselves over and lunging into the left side. Taking your blocks again, or a block, you don't have to use two. One works good too. Then you can rest your left arm on your left leg, that's totally fine. Untuck that toe in the back, square the hips, shoulder and spine nice and tall. Shoulders are not up by the ears though, we're gonna keep them away from the ears, tucking those shoulder blades back. Just allow the front of the leg to open up, right up in here. You'll notice when you open the front, the hip flexors, that low back starts to feel better as well. Starts to release some of the tension. Hip, hip, hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Hip, hip, hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. One more time. Hip, hip, hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Deep inhale. As you inhale, we're going to straighten that left leg. Raise the toes off the ground. And reach into that back side of the leg. Begin to flex the toes, maybe reach towards the toes. Keeping up in that right side. Sometimes we want to tend to go away from it. Keeping it nice and tall. Exhale, come down. Bend that leg. Inhale, rise up. Flex the toe, maybe reach a little bit. And exhale. Bend. Inhale. Straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten. And take that leg and put it behind us into that cat-cow, and then just wild thing a little bit. Loosen up, releasing any energy that maybe got stuck in certain spots. Sometimes I get stuck right in my lower back right side, so it feels good to kind of maybe rotate my hips both ways. Get some cracking and popping, adjusting the body. And we're going to come to our back. Move my blankets over a little bit. My blocks I'm going to keep handy because we'll probably use those, or we will use those in a little bit. Coming to our backs, placing your feet on the floor. Then we're going to take that right leg, interlace our fingers behind us, and rotate that ankle, or behind our leg. Then rotate that ankle, it doesn't matter which way. Rotate it 4, 5, 6 times, and then rotate and go the other way. Using your breath, shoulders are away from your ears so they're not up and by your ears, like down, resting on the floor. And then pause that rotation, and we're going to point and flex, reaching the heel up towards the ceiling. You'll feel a nice gentle pull all the way down to the hamstrings, through the hamstrings. Point, feeling it in the shin, and flex. reaching that heel up, point and flex. Reach the heel, feel that nice deep stretch. Bend the leg, take that right ankle, place it on the left knee. Draw the left knee up towards your chest. Interlace the fingers behind the leg. And just kind of pause here, opening that outside of the leg. If this is too much, you can leave that leg on the, or your left foot on the floor and just kind of hang out here. Maybe give it a gentle push. I'm going to come up farther. If you want a little bit more, you can grab your shin, interlace your fingers around your shin. You'll feel a deeper release into the right side of the hip. Notice your shoulders. Do you have to reach up, then release? So your shoulders are resting on the ground. And your head's not, chin's not up. Chin is down, nice long spine. And then a slow rock from side to side. If you want to take your right arm or your right elbow, place it on your right knee, rock from side to side. This is opening up the sacrum, the flat part of the hips right on the back. We'll also open up some spaces, like in the adductors, on the outside of the hips, that you might not know need to be opened up. It's a beautiful, beautiful release. We're going to narrow cross our right knee over our left leg. Reach down, grab the ankle, left ankle, right ankle, and just bring those ankles gently towards your shoulders, kind of exploring a little bit. Maybe you can draw them down a little bit, maybe up a little bit and towards you, just getting a nice deep stretch again. And nice release. Maybe wiggle your toes. Kind of wiggling your toes helps release the body too. Deep inhale and exhale. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. And we're going to release that. Take the left leg, plant it on the floor. We're going to lift the hips up just a little and shift them over to the right. Then we're going to drop our knees over to the left, taking a block and resting the knees on the block. Your right leg will be on top. Right leg will be on top, still crossed over the left, and open up the arms into T. Getting a nice gentle twist into that low back, even into the right side of the body underneath the arm. Along the arm, you might get some bicep stretch in there. And then as you lay here for just a little bit, you can lower that block and release tension that you might have in that left glute, finding length on the side of the body, letting go of that tension. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Your head is in a neutral space, or you can turn it away from your knees. I like to keep mine in a neutral space because I notice some tension in my neck when I do turn it away. So I just like to keep mine in a neutral space. Notice the sacrum releasing in this as well, where the muscles around the sacrum, your glutes. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale this time, gently draw the knees up, uncross the legs, shift the hips back to neutral space, taking the right leg over the left, drawing that left leg up. Actually, yep, drawing that left leg up, interlace the fingers behind the leg, and then begin to rock side to side. We'll get the ankle in just a second. Side to side. Deep inhale and exhale. Releasing that sacrum. And we're going to drop the right foot to the floor. And we're going to raise that left leg up into the air, interlace the fingers behind the leg, and rotate the ankle. We did it in a different order on the right side, that's okay. Left side, it doesn't matter. Just gotta get it in. Rotate the leg the ankle the other way. I noticed some pops and cracks more on this side, but I've also rolled this ankle like running in gravel and stuff, so just kind of getting moving, motion, getting that motion, that full rotation of the ankle. Pause in the middle, point the toe. We're gonna flex the toes and reach the heel up into the air. You should feel it all the way down. Point and flex. Point, flex. One more time, point and flex. And bend that knee, we're gonna cross it over, narrow cross over the right, draw both knees up towards the chest, grab the left right hand goes on the left ankle, left hand goes on the right ankle, and gently draw the ankles towards your shoulders. Allow that stomach to just relax. So your core just needs to just rest. Belly button sinks down to the spine. Gives you more room to kind of release and open. Deep inhale and exhale and release. Placing the right foot on the floor. Gently lift the hips. I'm going to shift them over to the left and then drop the knees to the right. So your left leg is on top, arms are open. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Notice if there's any tension in any space. Gently just release that space. Find length in that space. Deep inhale and exhale. And as you're in this space a little bit, as the body gets more used to it, you can lower your block. Deep inhale. If it's available for you to remove the block completely, you can do that as well. Just be gentle with the body. This is about being gentle with the body, not about making it go as far as you can. So just open up and make it gentle. Both shoulders should be relaxed and resting. Deep inhale. If you're getting a big pull on the shoulders, you can maybe drop the arms down towards the body a little bit so we're not in a T where they're dropped down towards the body. That releases some of that shoulder and pec tension, the pectoral muscles. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise the knees up. Exhale, uncross, shift the hips back to neutral space. Widen the feet and then rotate the knees. Have to move that block out of the way. Rotate the knees, drop them over to the right in a windshield wiper movement, and left, right, and left, right, and left, releasing any energy that got stuck in the body. Just let it go. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Gently roll to your right side. We're going to push ourselves up and we are going to come over towards the wall, coming into legs up the wall space. We start by coming to the edge of the mat, bringing our left side towards the wall, up against the wall. Then we're going to swing our legs up the wall and walk ourselves towards the wall, coming into legs up the wall space, and just rest in this space. This will be your shavasana. Deep inhale. Notice the knees, soften the knees. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Notice the core. Are you hanging on with the core? Just release. Allow the belly button to sink down towards the spine. Notice your hip flexors. Just allow that femur to just sink into its socket. Resting your hands on your belly, maybe out into a T. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This is a great pose to do before you go to bed. And just kind of hang out here, allowing the body to heal itself, allowing the spine to release, allowing the hips to release, allowing the heart to rest, getting all the, maybe some lactic acid buildup in your legs, maybe there's some swelling in your ankles, just allowing all of that to come out of the legs and into the core where the body can deal with it. Deep inhale and exhale. You are welcome to stay in this legs up the wall pose or gently come out of it by bending the knees, bringing the feet to the wall, drawing that left arm over towards the right side and walking the feet over. Pausing here for just a moment. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gently push yourself up. And lie in the middle of your mat. And move my mat back again. Coming into shavasana. Again, you can be in that legs up the wall pose up to 15 minutes, that's up to you. But let's get into the shavasana space. Lying on the ground. Palms are out, or arms are out, palms are up. Legs are about hip distance apart, maybe a little farther. Pausing in this space. Notice the body, notice the difference. And we open and we release. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Hip hip hooray, there is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. Gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Roll the wrists and the ankles. Bringing movement back into the body. And deepen the breath. Inhale and exhale, bringing life back into the body. Gently bend the legs. And roll over to your right side. Pausing just for a moment until you push yourself up. And come into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together in prayer position. Palms are together, thumbs are resting at the heart space. Arms are gently hanging by the sides. Deep inhale. And exhale. I came across a blessing. It's an Apache blessing that I'd like to share with you. May the sun bring new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. And may you walk gently throughout the world and know its joy all the days of your life. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently bow the head forward to meet the hands, connecting mind, body, and spirit. Namaste. Thank you for joining Joy to the Runs Recovery Yoga.